It's just, who are you marketing to?
Got it.
So I've seen all kinds of housing markets now. All.
Yes.
I mean, I got into it. We didn't have email. We had carbon copy forms.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
The old school
I
stuff.
think we just, no matter what's going on in the market, life is still happening.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And so whether or not you bought 10 years ago or you're buying now, there's still things that benefit me. I tell our agents to be you. You've got to be real.
Yeah.
And I think people want to connect with you because you are a human.
Yeah.
So if you can show, I have pets or I have children, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm a normal person, so I understand the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
Looking for real stories of real people making a difference in the Grand Canyon State? Welcome to Finding Arizona podcast. We sit down with Arizona's inspiring entrepreneurs, creatives, and community leaders and give you a front row seat to their journeys, passions, and projects. Whether you're a local trying to find a hidden gem or just enjoy watching someone chase their dreams, Finding Arizona is your go-to place for authentic conversations with a desert twist. New episodes drop weekly, so hit subscribe and start exploring Arizona one story at a time.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose, and as always, we bring in fantastic guests. Hi. Today is no different. Ladies and gentlemen, I have sitting in front of me, Mara Benson. Today, we're actually going to be diving into the world of real estate with someone who is helping people find their versions of bliss, literally. Meet Mara Benson, founder and CEO of Bliss Realty AZ. Mara has built a reputation for being doing real estate differently with a focus on relationships over transactions, which I personally love. She and her team bring heart, honesty, and a whole lot of Arizona pride to helping clients find their perfect homes. From first-time buyers to seasoned investors, Mara believes every real estate journey should be exciting, empowering, and yes, blissful. Welcome, Mara.
Thank you.
Again, I say a lot of this in the intro just to kind of like give everyone a quick taste of, but we're going to get into it a little bit. But I'll ask you the question that we typically ask everyone. Give us a little bit of your origin story. Was real estate a big thing in your family growing up?
No.
Okay.
No, my dad always said, you work.
Yeah.
You work hard.
Yes.
So I think from early years, I've always had multiple jobs.
Yeah, okay.
Like entrepreneurial.
I get it.
Pet sitting, babysitting, all the
all
stuff.
of it, yeah.
Yeah. And moved to Arizona in 1998.
Okay.
And I tried college twice, and it was not.
Where did you try it?
I remember Real Salado online, and I don't remember the other one.
Okay.
And that's part of the story.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting into selling software.
Okay.
In Scottsdale.
Nice.
And yeah, it's nice, but at the time I had 2 children.
Yeah.
So being a working mom, it's hard. You have to get home. You've got to pick the kids up from daycare, get dinner, all that. Well, I started to realize all the sales, all the men, I mean, they're meeting after for happy hours. They're golfing. So everything working moms, were not able to do.
Yeah.
At least in the time, right? In the early 90s. And I don't remember who said it, but someone had suggested real estate.
Oh, okay.
And so I worked towards getting my license. It took me 12 times.
Wow.
To pass the test.
I mean, I get it. It's hard. It's not an easy thing.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
And I didn't give up. I finally stopped telling everyone I was taking the test because I was like, no, I didn't pass this week. I didn't pass. But
you're just like, I'm cutting the tides of like everyone's expectations.
Yeah.
And like,
so I just kept going.
That's great though.
Yeah. The kids, I have a boy at the time, he was 4, my daughter was 3.
Okay.
And so I think it's the best career for a woman.
Nice.
And for a working mom.
I love
honestly.
That. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I asked this type of question of like getting to know you a little bit better, but it's also that same thing of like foundationally, where do your kind of the understanding of your culture of what you bring to the actual work that you do and the things that you believe in, like the transactions between every person that you work with.
Correct.
What they see and what they experience is just as important because it stems from growing up. It stems from the hard work that your dad told you to do. And so I can appreciate just from the standpoint of like, as a parent, wanting the best for your kids, how do I do that with the limited time that I have in an everyday situation?
Yeah.
So, it's incredible that you were first doing the home sales and stuff like that.
Correct.
And so I would love to get that experience just as you're first starting out. What was that like? Because when you officially graduated, like what year was that, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 2003.
Okay, so we're getting close to 2008. That's why I asked too.
Well, okay, so there is no bad market in real estate.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you that.
Okay.
It's just, who are you marketing to?
Got it.
So I've seen all kinds of housing markets now. All.
Yes.
I mean, I got into it. We didn't have email. We had carbon copy forms.
Wow.
The
old school
I
stuff.
think we just had cell phones.
Oh, okay. So they're blocky or a little bit smaller.
I remember the BlackBerry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I've always embraced technology.
Nice.
I may not change well, but I do try to embrace. So, as real estate evolved and the technology, it just made working easier.
Yeah.
And I think better.
Yeah.
Both of my children were athletes. My son was a hockey player and my daughter is a national ice dancer.
Congratulations to her.
Thanks. So we schooled online, and the real estate aspect actually was flexible.
Good.
Right? I can work anywhere.
Yeah.
And still be there with my children.
Beautiful.
So part of that was finding out my daughter was dyslexic and then realizing that I was dyslexic. So that's why it took me 12 times to pass the test.
Yeah.
And
what a
I'm like,
story changer. You just it's like wait until I give you the reason why.
Correct. I was like, just wait. Yeah. So writing out the contracts, we used to hand deliver the contracts to the listing agent, right?
Yeah.
If I was typically more a buyer's agent.
Okay.
And even that's evolved where you can bring your children with you to meet your clients and everything.
Yeah.
And we dress down now. And I was always messing up the contracts, transposing. So when contracts got into software, I totally embraced all the templates.
Yeah.
So everything is pre-typed now and ready, set up. Yeah. So.
Wow, what an interesting way to also understand yourself as you evolve into this new category of job and stuff like that.
Correct.
You learning something about deeply rooted in yourself as well. So imagine school, and when you were in school, it was hard too.
It was hard. And I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know?
And my dad was dyslexic. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
I hated school, honestly.
That's it blows my mind because
I know.
It's it's hard to wrap your head on that realization of I went through all this suffering because no one knew what I was going through.
No.
That's incredible. Well, I'm glad that you know now, because now
right.
it's a little bit easier on yourself and those around you as well too. So that's incredible.
Thanks.
Again, you brought up the early days, so now we're kind of getting towards more relevant times of right now. One of the things I like to ask, especially from a standpoint of myself starting to really make this whole podcast thing into a business, is how you transition from being the person who's doing the work to now managing position, and how you took all the things that you believed in and had, basically fundamentals of this is how I want to operate, and bring that along with you to build a business like Blissful.
I think also being dyslexic, I don't do well with hearing no.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're very good problem solvers.
Yeah.
So bring me a problem and I'll find different ways and creative ways to fix it. Right?
Yeah.
So in the real estate world, you hang your license with a brokerage. And I really got tired of not knowing everybody in the office. There were so many people, or here, you can't do this or you can't do that, and you can't work with these people because the corporation, they say, and they set the standards and the rules. And so I was like, you know what? Why can't we sell both residential, commercial? Why can't women succeed? Why?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I always gravitated to coaching and supporting agents and helping them out.
Yeah.
And so just in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want my own company again. We're going to change it. And so that was 2013, 14.
Okay.
I had a couple of partners, and at that time we created Bliss, and it was so that we could hire new agents. That agents could be full-time or part-time, or females could get into commercial real estate and I think just blossom.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that experience for you too.
Yeah,
it's like...
and I learned from them because they have so many different backgrounds, so many different faiths or cultures, and they teach you, right?
You learn together.
Yes,
and
correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you just like, we casually just mentioned was like, no, it's incredible because again, I like to like, we always go on these little tangents and it's just because of natural conversation. One of the things that I brought up to you was, you being able to see the real estate as a whole transition into these different periods throughout the years that you've been working here or working where you work. My thing is, I just got lucky before the pandemic and just like got this home that we're in right now.
Yeah.
And I feel thankful because I was in a period where the buyer was okay. Like I was like, it was a first time buyer.
Yeah.
We did everything. We asked a million questions and did like the routine first buyer stuff. We were like trying to figure out where we're going to go, what we actually wanted and stuff like that. So my experience was very good and I love that. But I think it's just from the standpoint of like time and where we were at financially too, as well, for being two single, or not single, but engaged, working individuals looking for a first home. We got very, very, very lucky. And so my thing for you is give us a little bit of like how you traverse those hard times, in especially 2008 crash, and then as the pandemic affected home and real estate for those who are just recently we're coming out of that and now.
Right.
So it's like you've really seen a real hectic moments in real estate and just overall like this city growing as a whole. So I would love to get your perspective.
When you mention as a first-time home buyer, it's all based on your timeline and your life.
Yeah.
And so you can't make decisions based on what's the market doing, right? Like if you're ready to buy, then we will find the home for you. You'll find the right mortgage. You'll find it all works out, right? And some people can't control, like they have to sell because maybe they're getting a divorce. And so life, no matter what's going on in the market, life is still happening. Yeah. That at the end of the day. And so whether or not you bought 10 years ago or you're buying now, there's still things that benefit. Maybe you're making more money now, right? Or the interest rates. And if you talk to a lender, truly, if you're comparing interest rates versus down payments, and it depends on your credit score, right? Or your income, your spouse. And so there's so many other factors that come into play. I think there's never a wrong time to buy your first property. There really isn't, because you're investing in you.
And the old adage is like real estate is probably the safest route.
It is usually.
For...
The boom was, or the crash, the housing crash, like that a lot of that was the financing aspect. And I can say when the market is going too fast, that's not fun. I don't think that's fair to any buyer or to any seller. When you're getting 20, 30 offers on a property and people are falling through or just writing offers because they like the front door, right? And poor buyers have to waive everything to get under contract. I don't personally enjoy that. So I think a normal market, we see normal is inventory, nice.
Enough.
Yes, and buyers can go and maybe even walk through a home twice or 3 times before they make a decision, right? And really get it familiar with the neighborhood or the schools, or I think that's a good buying experience. But
do you have a favorite like genuine story that you like to tell other clients about your position of like, what you've been through? Because I imagine that you do see 1,000 reactions to, doing this process.
I don't have a one. I being a realtor is not showing houses. It's more of, we joke that we're the counselor. So when we had foreclosures and short sales, you were literally in people's in their living room, and they're talking about, they're closing up their businesses.
Yeah.
Some were suicidal, right?
Yeah.
You're there when someone has a death in the family, and you've got to help sell that property.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it is trust and
course.
having empathy and compassion.
Yeah.
The fun part is helping the first time home buyers, and I get to see them, like they get married or they have babies and they need a bigger house, right?
See, I didn't think about in the terms of the final like conclusion of life, and,
Right.
and I don't
We're
see
still there for
you're
that.
still there for that.
Yeah.
And so
we
it's
see
like
all levels.
yeah, and and again, when you bring up the divorce thing, and that's unfortunately for us, and unfortunately because we have the home, is the prior owner lost her husband to cancer, and then she was looking for some a way to sell and get out fast, because she knew that she wouldn't be able to live in this home. So what we did was we explained what our story was. Is like we were locals looking to grow roots here and stuff like that. And so she was very fond of us and was like, "Oh yes, of course, please have make us an offer." We made an offer, and it was like really easy for the process. And it was very nice to know that she knew what she was handing over was going into good hands.
It was safe, yeah.
So that
and
was
you do have that. You have clients there, especially because they experienced it, 10 or 15 years ago, and they're like, I don't want to sell to an investor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can't be totally picky, but based on the offer, and the prequal, we might be able to figure that out. But you do, and I think the longer you're in real estate, you're experiencing, you're talking. And you're helping couples, whether they're breaking up or they've lost a loved one, right? I have clients in their 80s and their 90s, and sometimes you're just sitting at the table with them and talking to them and hearing their stories. Yeah. They're sharing photos about their loved one, and
that's beautiful.
Or their animals. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that I didn't think about that from a perspective, because one of the other questions that I like to ask is like, how do you maintain your civility, your mindset, like through some of the more difficult moments of your job and stuff like that?
I think, well, again, so we have two types of realtors. You have a transactional one, and then you have one that's a relationship. And I'm more the relationship-based one, if you can tell. So, I mean, I've been on the phone and cried. Yeah. I think I'm going to cry now. I have a client. They're, sorry.
Yeah, you're okay.
No, when they're sharing, if they've received some really bad news medically, right?
Yeah.
Or they've lost a child, or, you don't want to be the person that is just in their lives for the buying and selling. I think you want to be the person that they can reach out to and go, hey, I'm having a good day or a bad day. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Or, hey, I need a landscaper, or I need a CPA, or I need a good attorney that you trust. So our relationships with our clients they stay further. They're long term, right? Yeah. Even if they're out of state, right? You stay in touch with the people. And I think that's one of the best things about social media too. Yeah. Is that you can stay in touch and you can see, oh, that's awesome. Your move worked out, right? I help you move, and you're succeeding, and so I think it's good.
For you, as far as a relationship builder, because this is something that I have a relationship with another realtor that is just, he cares a lot in the sense of like he'll call me every birthday. Like he has my birthday written out. He'll give me a call on my birthday just
Send
to check.
Send him to Bliss. Yeah. Tell him to come join me.
I will. And he's really.
I have to put that in there.
He's just like calls for 5 minutes. He's like, happy birthday. How are things? How is the family? And I want that. I want that kind of relationship where it's like. Yeah. And I told him, it's like, it's funny because the expectation is you're going to, like, I just know it when your name pops up on my phone on my actual birthday. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, I got 5 minutes for him. Let me go and let talk to him. So it's one of those things of like relationships really do matter, and effort on those relationships too for your end. How do you, I guess, maintain your relationships, but also, explain to your employees how important these relationships are?
So depending on my clients, I'll even set the standards up front, right? Yeah. If a friend or one of their children decides to use me as their realtor, I lay it out there and I'm like, look, this is confidential. It's kind of like attorney-doctor privilege.
Yeah.
So even if I have one of their children buying their first property and the parent reaches out to me, I'm not going to divulge anything.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I'm like, you can talk to your children,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So same thing if I have a friend, they're like, or a family member, hey, we want to use you. Great. Please know I'm not talking about your business.
Yeah.
And I actually don't share their stuff on social media unless they're like, hey, can you tag us?
Yeah.
Because I just don't think that's anyone's business. Our agents, we have a great coaching program, and it's for brand new agents, and then I help even the seasoned agents.
Yeah.
And it's helping them with communication or conversations, how to handle certain situations.
Yeah.
And it's their business. So they can decide ultimately how do they want it to flow.
Yeah. Okay.
And their relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, I can suggest and advise, but at the
Ultimately,
end of the day, it's
they're
theirs.
in control there.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, you don't want to hover over or micromanage in
No.
that sense, but
No.
also give them free opportunity to, rely on those people that they feel confident in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that I appreciate you divulging that much because again,
No,
that's
you're
something.
fine.
It's like the community culture that you bring to
Yeah.
your actual business is just as important as you, the individual, standing as the forefront for that business.
Correct.
So I definitely am like also in that transitional space where I'm like,
awesome.
I need to start realizing like what I do for the business at hand represents the whole business, and I need to
Yes.
give those around me that kind of influence of like, here, this is why I do what I
Yeah.
do, and this is how I look at it, and this is how I see
Yeah.
the world through that lens. So
I have terminated agents at the brokerage. I have severed business relationships if they were too one-sided. I've been in politics. I ran. I
Oh,
worked
wow.
for lobbyists. Like, I get it. And
Yeah.
we all have different beliefs or depending on what's going on, around the world.
Yeah.
And when you're a business owner or representing multiple people that are around you,
Yeah.
I think you have to be very careful of your opinions.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think social media is where you share those things.
Absolutely. I think the realization is like in everyday life as we
Yeah.
look around as like everyone's situation is like, yeah, they got into that mess because they're posting their own stuff,
Right.
like, and everyone
Right.
else around them's posting their
Yeah.
stuff. So it gets muddy
Yeah.
and it
So
gets, yeah.
I hold our leadership to a higher standard. I'm like, please
Yeah.
don't post these things, right?
Yeah.
As much as you want to, it's your clients are also seeing it.
Yeah.
So why offend? Why hurt? There's no need to hurt people's
Yeah.
feelings. Why be mean?
Yeah.
Right?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find very interesting about where we live in the Metro Phoenix area is
Yeah.
just the growth. You see it
Correct.
on a fundamental scale with just businesses popping up, also housing becoming very restrictor, but also just like there are moments where there's like places on the outskirts that are like booming right now because of the way the market works. So what are you excited about for the future? I mean, this is a growing.
Oh,
we're
I
like
love
the
Arizona.
we're like the fifth growing city.
baby.
Yeah, and so like I would love to
Yeah.
get your perspective because again, you're seeing it on a
Yeah.
daily basis. So I'd love to just understand
great.
what you like.
Arizona is growing. We're bringing businesses for jobs, right?
Yeah.
And I think it still allows people, you can live in communities that you don't have an HOA, or if you want an HOA, you can go find one.
Yeah.
And that's what's really unique about it.
Yeah.
You can live in historic homes. So you can live in high rises if you want, if you're
Yeah.
a city person. And they're starting to put in the infrastructure of the light rail, right? The highways. You can jump all over the city, all over the valley.
Have you been a scooter girl or a bike girl around? Like,
My
have you
husband
tried?
I can't. Okay, I can't ride a bike. I'm horrible. I'm not I don't like chocolate. So my husband got us e-bikes.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah. So it's hilarious to see me on the bike. But
I would love.
he's
I
not
would love
like-
to see that.
It's bad. Yeah, my knees from
Aw.
youth it's bad. But
Aw.
so I'm very active. I hike everywhere. I just
Yeah.
hiked the Grand Canyon last year.
Congratulations!
Thank you. It's freaking
What
awesome.
like? What did you feel going
I thought
down?
I was gonna die.
Oh, you're like struggle bus.
At the very end, everyone's like, "You're almost there," and I'm like, "Shut up!
I'm
This
dying. not already. That's
I'm
just
done. I was
completely.
like, bring the helicopter in. No, it was. I had a good group of women that really supported, and we did Supai.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, the whole
Arizona's
thing.
fantastic. I mean, I don't know a state that you can drive an hour and a half and you can ski, or you can stay in the desert. I prefer the heat.
You and my wife are exactly the same. She
yeah.
loves the heat. She's like,
love
why
it.
would I go anywhere else?
No,
I'm
we
like, I
have
get
rivers and lakes. I mean, our water, the water, it's impressive. SRP, everyone that protects the state. So there's so much to learn about Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
The agriculture, the mining. It's awesome.
I find it so, like, from a perspective of someone who grew up on an Indian reservation, then came here for college, and then started building my roots here. It's just, again, I'm learning something new, especially from this podcast alone. It's just like I'm meeting
a lot of people.
I'm meeting so many. And so that excites me, though, because people ask me, do you feel like you put yourself in a corner by calling it Arizona? I'm like, no, absolutely not. This state is not only ever growing, like on a scale, but it's also like you could turn a corner and find something new or fascinating or something that you didn't know before, that you just by going through it and just taking the time to listen and find those stories is just, again, what fuels me and why I love doing what I do. And so that's always been my thing of, like, as a storyteller, I don't know everything, but I am so fascinated to try and get to pull some of it out.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there is. So, okay, I asked a lot of more personal questions, like personal in the sense of, like, give us what a routine that you have, like, absolutely it needs to be scheduled into my life, that I like a non-negotiable, something that you, like, love doing that you just, again, can't see yourself not doing.
I think for me, it's more it's grounding, right?
Yeah.
I've got to get out in nature.
Yep.
So I will message the agents. I'm like, we have a private Facebook group. So I'm like, who's paddleboarding with me? Who's hiking with me? And then they typically get a coaching session while we're doing it.
That's great.
For me, it's getting outside, and technology is fabulous. I've jumped on Zooms while I'm hiking.
Nice.
I can conference call. It doesn't matter where you're at. So, I mean, you can even talk to clients if you want. So I think that's like it's non-negotiable for me. That's
a way, like, I've heard people be non-negotiable about this sort of thing, where it's like ground, and it's like grounding, that. I like your style because yours involves a little extra.
I still multitask.
Multitask. There's a little bit of extra in there, and I love that because, again, I say to myself, like, if I'm going to do this too, I might as well be productive. How many things can I get in there? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I love yours. Yours is definitely an additive. Like, we're getting outside, but you get a coaching lesson along the way.
Correct. I've paid for coaches, and they're always like, oh, you need to take a holiday. You need to take a vacation. And that creates so much anxiety for me. And I'm like, I can't just be gone for a week. Nor do I want to. Like, I enjoy working. I enjoy what we're doing. And so I schedule out time to get work done and then play. But
I get it. I do. I'm like in the same boat where I'm like, for me, I've learned. So this will be a nice transition. It brings up the fact that in my feed, my social media feed right now, two things that pop up that I find funny, and you'll relate to this, is that girl that does the real estate, but she's, like, very candid and, like, very, like, like, she's not bad mouthing, but, like, poking fun of, like, different groups, like the Swifties or golfers or, like, and she just relates everything back to, like, what she's showing in the house. And so that's the one thing I just find humorous, because she's like, here, I'm doing this because I'm trying to get people to start chatting so that we can have a dialogue of, like, what's going on. The other thing is, again, it's like the marketing team behind the business likes to be like, hey, we're here too, sort of situation. And the one thing that comes up is, like, rage baiting the boss into, like, this is better marketing than he would ever pay for and stuff like that. And so one of the things is like, what's on your social media feed, being that you are someone who uses
I
it.
don't know, Kelly.
Kelly's on it.
Help me, Kelly. No.
Like, are you a social media user like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
So like how.
I tell our agents to be you. You've got to be real.
Yeah.
And I think people want to connect with you because you are a human.
Yeah.
So if you can show, I have pets or I have children, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm a normal person, so I understand the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
And I think the culture at Bliss is we share information, right? If something's working for one agent, share it for everyone.
Yeah.
Because you're going to put your own twist on it.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Like that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing, you could copy, but it's still going to be your own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not going to be just like mine.
Yeah.
So, and it's okay. There's enough business out there for everyone. Yes. Don't be threatened. And that's my biggest pet peeve, when agents won't actually talk about how they're getting business. Yeah. But I think for social media, it's a lot of agents, you just have to start doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not comfortable on video, but you still have to do it. And clients are watching.
First off, you could have fooled me. You're doing wonderfully, by the way.
No, very sweaty palms, and yep.
You are doing very well. And so I hope that in itself, you can appreciate at least the fact of like, you yourself are fantastic, just who you are, and being this individual right now in front of me.
Well, I think you should just be real.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the agents that are all dolled up, you show up and meet your clients, and your clients are like, wait, who is this?
Yeah,
like, oh, wait, that's not you. And I mean, I've had clients that are like, hey, it's 8:30 in the morning. Can you go meet me at the house? And I'm like, sure. I'm in yoga pants and I haven't showered. And they're like, cool.
I'll see you there.
I'll see you there. Like, that's me. So
yeah.
Some people like that. Some people don't.
Okay.
And
I get it.
Now,
have your kids used you as either a person of business or a person for insight about
both? My daughter does some of the photos and videos too. And so neither of them have their license. They're like, it's
okay. I'm just curious from the standpoint of like, has either of them sought out your guidance and things like that? Because
they ask. They have a lot of friends too. So
nice.
And I'll talk to anyone and ask questions. And
cool.
I think the more, if you're honest and real, then it helps people out. They may not like my answers, but they're straightforward. So
I just have a 4-year-old. He's like, Dad, can I do a podcast? And I'm like, we
can.
That's how they learn. And that's exactly
to do. And
that's one part of the reason why I went full time with this, is because I was like, he's gonna see Dad really be passionate about something, and if it's gonna be anything, it's gonna be this. In my standpoint of like, this is what I want to do, and so watch Dad try and make his dreams come through his passions and things like that.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's important that you bring your children so that they can see us working. They can see us. My kids schooled online at home, but I always brought them to adult functions, right? Yeah. How do you communicate? How do you dress? How do you shake hands? Like kids don't know how to do that.
Or talk on the phone.
Right.
That's that's a big
text, right? So,
it's all texted, but it's like you still have to somewhat I just did this. It was like schedule an appointment for a doctor visit and stuff like that. You still got to learn etiquette.
Oh, they're terrified.
Like
how do you do it?
Yeah, they're like, wait, what?
Yes. So we even went through. I think our daughter didn't want to drive. She was like 18. No, I'm not driving. I can Uber.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's learn about the economics of Ubering everywhere.
Yeah. Or just freedom.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's important that the kids learn. They may not want to do, but they still
intrigued.
Correct.
Yeah.
And learn.
I'll cut this out, but I have to ask you, what do your grandkids call you? I have my
they were always like, what's your nickname? What do you want?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not a Mimi or a Gaga or a Goo Goo. I'm like, let's just Grandma. I don't know.
Okay, because my son calls my wife, my mother-in-law's is
you don't
Gigi.
Have to cut it if you don't want
Gigi.
And
And then, so for me, I grew up on the res, and so grandmother in our language is So'o, so he calls her
cool.
So'o.
Yeah.
And so that's I'm just curious from the standpoint. Again, this is a personal question. I
don't mind. My family nickname is Scooter.
Okay,
Scooter
nice.
with a K. So literally, that's how my husband met me. He was like, "Oh, nice." My sister, everyone, aunts, uncles, grandparents call me Scooter.
Okay.
So everyone's like Scooter, but the grandkids, it's grandma.
Grandma,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
And then lastly, it's about the question of your business. Why Bliss? Why Blissful? Why this name?
So we had multiple partners, and it was a couple names,
Yeah.
and then we shortened it down to
Because I was going to make that joke. Usually
know.
it's like a multiple of last names.
It is. It was.
And I didn't want to be that person.
The men, right? The men. I was like, my ego. I don't need my name in the business.
Yeah.
And every agent we talk to, they're like, I just feel like it's very blissful, or it's nice. It's refreshing. And I'm like, okay, I'm keeping it.
Well, there you go.
Keeping it.
I love that.
So
it's a beautiful
different.
answer. I love that answer just because, again, it's something that also ties back to the people that you have on as clients too.
Correct.
Their experience, what they feel throughout the whole thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
So thank you again for just giving us a little bit of your time. So before we go, we leave you the opportunity to promote. So you can look at the camera right now and give them where they can find you online, all the social media handles and everything in between. So go right ahead.
Okay, so I'm on TikTok. Yes, I got on TikTok.
Yes.
Instagram, I have personal and professional on there.
Yes.
And then Facebook, of course, marabenson.com website, Bliss Realty. You can Google us. We're always looking for agents, always looking for clients. And we do residential and commercial. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. And before you go, guys, you can listen to our podcast at findingarizonapodcast.com. We make every episode available on our website, on social media is all under Finding Arizona Podcast. And last but not least, we end every conversation with the kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our four-legged friends. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.